What's up guys, Kevin here, and today we're going to be talking about the Robinhood Gold credit card. Like a lot of you guys, I saw the marketing up front, I got emails and saw just different ads sharing that this card is going to have 3% cash back across all purchases. And I think that's the most cash back I've seen to this date. No categories, no specific merchants locked in. 3% on every single purchase would be a game changer. So it seemed like a no-brainer. But when I looked into the details a little bit more, I decided this card was not for me and I didn't even apply for it. So in this video, I just wanted to share a little bit more information with you guys in case you're considering this card. We'll talk about the obvious pros as well as some of the cons that aren't as easy to see until you really look at the details. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So for those that don't know, Robinhood isn't actually a bank. It is a company that offers an app that lets you do stock trading. Their kind of claim to fame is that everything was built into the app, so it wasn't an investment firm or company that tried to create an app to use with their already existing services, but it was built from the ground up to be an app where you can go through stocks, make investments, trade, do whatever you want, and see everything really easily from your phone. Now, this got really popular over the years, especially with, GameStop and AMC and some of these other stocks around 2021. But overall, that's been their bread and butter. Now, of course, they offer a lot of other things. They offer crypto trading, other investment opportunities, and more recently, they now have added a credit card to their portfolio. Now, the Gold card's big claim to fame is 3% cash back on all purchases. So up until now, we've seen 1% going up to 2%. Now we have a card that offers 3% on every single swipe. And they also offer 5% cash back on travel purchases made through their travel portal. So if you go into their portal and book a flight, rental cars, hotels, anything like that, you'll get an additional 2% cash back that brings the total up to 5%. Now, I think off the bat, that's the biggest pro simply because, again, no other card offers those kinds of features. Yes, it kind of locks you into the Robinhood framework to go through their travel portal, but a lot of other companies like American Express and Citibank and stuff have similar travel portals as well. So I don't think that pushes people away too quickly. It's just something that they use to make sure it's making financial sense for them. Something else unique that I saw is they also offer virtual credit cards. And I'm guessing this is something that's going to be more common in the future, but this is the first time I've heard of this, where you can use multiple virtual credit card numbers for this specific account. So if you want to set it up for different sites or different services, it can make it a little bit easier to manage your subscriptions and making sure that purchases are being made the way that you plan them out based on the card number that you assign to different websites. So very cool and unique feature that I think has a lot of opportunity there. Also, these cards have no balance transfer fee and no foreign transaction fee. And that is really hard to find nowadays. So I think it's really cool to see that these guys are offering it. But keep in mind, Robinhood, again, is not a bank. This is actually being offered through a partner bank they're working with called Coastal Community Bank. And they're basically licensing the Visa signature card through that bank. So it's not directly from Robinhood, but really cool of Coastal Community Bank to offer these kinds of discounts. And of course, one of the first things that we're going to argue about, but is technically a pro, is it has no annual fee. And they're putting that on all of their email distributions, all of their marketing on YouTube and on their app. No annual fee, 3% cash back. What could go wrong? Well, of course, there's a big asterisk here. Even though there's no annual fee, the only way you can qualify for this card is if you have a Robinhood Gold account. And a Robinhood Gold account costs money. It actually costs $5 a month, so that would add up to around $60 a year, and that is effectively your annual fee. So that was my first kind of issue with this. I felt like it was a little bit fishy that they kept saying the card had no annual fee, even though the only way to qualify for the card was to pay a fee for a separate service. It just seemed a little bit dishonest, not quite fully sharing the full picture. The other thing that I think is weird is that it's invite only. So if you want to apply for it, you have to join a wait list and wait for them to send you a link to apply for the card. I think this is a little bit, again, of a marketing strategy that they're trying to put this in front of you, but kind of dangle it like a carrot to make it a little more difficult to get. Now, I will say myself, I was notified about this back in I think April of this year that it was coming. And then I was invited to join. I went on the wait list and I got the opportunity to apply later on in the summer. So I think I was pretty early in that cadence. I know some people said that they've applied for the wait list and they haven't been given the opportunity to apply yet. It might also depend on like your credit profile and stuff like that. It really just depends. But I have been with Robinhood for years and years, even though I really don't have any money with them now. I did, join the Robinhood app a long time ago. So maybe a little bit of how long I've had the app, or maybe my credit history or other things invited me to be a part of the program earlier. But I think that's just weird. If you're offering a credit card, anybody should be able to apply, especially if you have like a minimum cost of entry, like having the Robinhood Gold app. I don't have Robinhood Gold, but I still got the opportunity to apply for the card. So yeah, it just seems weird how they're trying to put a gate in front of getting into the card. Now, on some of the features that they offer, like the travel portal that can get you 5% cash back, some customers are already reporting that the portal has hiked up prices. So even though you're getting 5% cash back, the actual cost of the flight in the portal is 5% or more over what you'll get on other websites or directly from the company. So that kind of makes it lose its value. Obviously, you're not going to pay more money just to save an amount that still puts you at or above what you can get on other websites. So, it's kind of one of the things where it's hit or miss. I'm sure some things are a better savings, but seems like most aren't. So I wouldn't bank on that as being your primary reason for getting this card. And also, when you look through some of the disclosures, you can see there are some little details, again, that just kind of bug me with how things are listed out. And let's take a look at it really quick. Some of the things that I don't like is that if you get the card, of course, it's stainless steel, but authorized users get a plastic card instead of stainless steel, so everybody doesn't get the same card. And if metal cards are available, they may charge a fee to give you a second metal card. So for both cards to be the same, they charge a fee. I haven't heard of that anywhere. I mean, especially for a Visa card, it seems like they're all coming with high quality, heavy metal cards nowadays. So for a company to say that they're going to charge a fee to give you one to an authorized user just doesn't really sit right with me. Another thing is that a replacement card can cost money. So if you lose your card gets stolen, or you just want new information, you want to replace it before the expiration date, they might charge you a fee for that. Again, I've never heard of that. I guess I understand it costs money, but I don't think that a metal card should be that much of an inhibitor for you to offer regular services to your customers. It almost makes me feel like they bit off more than they can chew with this one, like they weren't really ready for the investment and what comes with kicking off a program like this. But I guess it just kind of depends on the company. Another thing is, like I said, Robinhood started out as an app and that was kind of their core functionality. But it also seems like this credit card is only accessible through the app as well. So if you want to view statements, make payments, manage your credit card, or do anything, there's no website to access it from. You have to do everything through the app. And it's not the Robinhood app. It's a separate Robinhood credit card app that you have to download. So again, it just makes things a little more difficult. You want something that gives you good flexibility. I know a lot of you guys probably use your phones for most things anyway. Some of you might even be watching this video on your phone. But I guess for old timers like me, I like the flexibility to be able to access stuff from my computer, share it through email, like easily get to things and have everything stored in a central location that isn't just my phone. So not really ideal in my opinion, but I mean, of course it still works. You're still able to access everything from your phone. Just know that that's the only way to do it. So now let's go into some of the main reasons why I didn't go for the Robinhood credit card. And I'm going to throw a little bit of math at you guys, so stick with me here. But the biggest one, of course, is the effective cashback rate. You're never actually going to get 3% cash back because you're always going to be paying that fee for Robinhood Gold. The more you spend allows you to get closer to 3%, but in theory, it'll always get to 2.9999%, but it'll flatline and you'll always have to pay some of that back for the Robinhood Gold membership. So I did run a couple numbers, and let's say that you've got a 1% cashback card that you're already using as kind of your catch-all. You need to spend at least $3,000 a year in order for this card to make more money back. Because if you spend $3,000 and get 3% cash back, that'll be $90. But after you pay your $60 of Robinhood Gold fees, you really only have $30 of cash back that you made. So at that point, above $3,000 of spend per year, you'll finally start making over 1% cash back. Now, if you're one of the people that gets 2% cash back, you need to spend double. You need to spend $6,000 a year in order for it to make more than 2% cash back. Because again, minus that $60 fee, it'll put you at 2% cash back once you spend $6,000. And if you've got 2.5% cash back as a universal spend, then you need to spend $12,000 to get over that hump. So at least $1,000 a month to get past the fee that you're paying for Robinhood Gold. And this became a much bigger contributing factor to my decision because around the time that I was considering applying for the Robinhood Gold card, that's when I found out about the US Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card that does offer 2.5% cash back on all purchases with no fees, no membership requirements, nothing like that. So that's the card that I opted to go for instead to get more cash back on my daily purchases. And this one, it just seemed like it wasn't really worth it anymore. The other thing I didn't like is, again, if you look at the disclosures, you can see that you don't always get the same amount of cash back depending on how you actually redeem the funds. So it says if you redeem the funds directly to a Robinhood brokerage account, which presumably would be your Robinhood account where you're managing your stocks and investments, then you get your full cash back. You know, every point is equal to 1 cent, and that adds up to your 3% cash back. But remember, you're getting points, you're not getting money. So those points can be redeemed for different values. And in the fine print, it says if you redeem it, just say for a statement credit, like you just want your cash, you don't want to invest it with Robinhood, then it can give you the cash back at a reduced rate at less than 1 cent per point. So that means that now you're not getting 3% cash back. It could be 2.5% or 2% or who knows. So I'm not sure that that's actually how they're implementing it. Like I said, I don't have the card, so I haven't gone through the process of trying to redeem for a statement credit. But the fact that that's even in the disclosure means that that's something that they could implement at any time. So even if it's not active now, one day you could start seeing that redeeming your money for cash back, especially if you have auto redemption or something set up like that, could start giving you less money than what you've earned. And one last thing is I'm just not really confident in Robinhood as a financial institution or as a company. And this is just my personal opinion. They very well could be very profitable and last for a very long time, but some of the things that they've done in the past don't really sit right with me, particularly, again, referring back to like the whole AMC and GameStop frenzy, when they tried to manipulate the market and stop spending or stop investments and trading and stuff. That was something I very much disagree with. And I feel like if a company feels comfortable stopping your trading and manipulating how you manage your money, that's not something that they would not do in the future. You know, I mean, they've done it multiple times. And so I just don't really align with how they manage their business. And I don't want to invest money with a company that could at any point try to just pull the curtain and stop me from getting my money. On top of that, some of the ways that they have set this whole card up is just really weird to me. I feel like maybe, again, they might have bitten off more that they can chew, or they're trying to mitigate a lot of risk since they haven't done this before. But like, for example, one of the ways that you can redeem your points is a mystery box, which is effectively, from what I can tell, gambling. You throw your points in and you run and get a mystery box and you get a chance at getting more points or higher cash back or something like that. And so that's not really something that I would expect a financial institution to offer to their customers. It doesn't really seem like a sound investment, gambling your points away to hopefully get more points. I'm just not really aligned with how that's set up. And then even the whole Robinhood Gold strategy to make you sign up for Robinhood Gold to get the card. A lot of what I'm seeing, it makes me feel like they're just trying to play the long game to make people sign up for Robinhood Gold and invest money with them. So that's just not really something I'm comfortable with. I can talk about Robinhood Gold even more in another video as to why I'm not interested in signing up for Robinhood Gold. But overall, you know, it just kind of gives me an uneasy feeling. I'm not really confident in putting my money into the app. I'm not really confident in using the credit card. You know, overall, it just doesn't really align with my needs. So hopefully this answers any questions you guys might have, or maybe share some thoughts and things that you didn't realize if you didn't read the fine print. Let me know if you guys do have the Robinhood Gold card. You know, if you've had great success with it, I'd like to hear that as well. Otherwise, you know, maybe you're sharing some of my opinions. Feel free to continue that discussion down in the comments. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all I had to say for today. So thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.